Hello to all our friends that we've managed to make from all over the world. My name is Henrythejedi and I'm going to be your host to this very special anniversary training tutorial. Okay, as you know, on the 5th of May 2008, that's when someone called by the name of Henry, that happens to be me. Okay, so on the 5th of May 2008, that's when I launched this amazing website called Henrythejedi.com. And for those of you who were with us from the very beginning, yes, our most trusted followers, for those of us who were there from the very beginning, this is the original Henrythejedi website. And what it simply contained was this particular car here, which is called a Fiorina GT, my concept car, and this particular character here, which I call Heidi Klum. Okay, so on the 5th of May 2008, this is the website which started everything, you know, because I just finished modeling and rendering this particular project here in 3D Max, and I thought maybe let me just show the world what one can do with 3D Max and After Effects, you know, and then a few days later I realized, well, you know what, there's more to give than this, you know, and that's why I ended up launching this particular tutorials page. I know, please don't laugh at me. It looks so yesterday. And yes, as you can see, we started with the light stroke animation tutorial, followed by the rock demolition in 3D Max, and yeah, you can see it was so simple and humble, you know. Yeah, so we've come a long way indeed. And today we are busy admiring this very brand new tutorial section containing some of the most beautiful tutorials and advanced tutorials that you've ever seen on the internet, of course. So a long way indeed since we've come, but of course you can never forget where we've been. That's where we are celebrating this particular day. So this was the original site, and today this is the whole new website. My goodness. Yeah, growth happening just in 1 year. So this is an opportunity for me, myself, Henrythejedi, and the rest of the team to thank you for everything that we've been through, for carrying us through, because without you guys we are nothing, you know, for carrying us through, for believing that yes, we could deliver on training products and tutorials that could help you in your everyday works with After Effects and 3D Max. I also wish to thank, or rather to extend my gratitude to all of you guys who've been sending your wonderful emails. You know, sometimes, that's why they say sometimes in life, you know, it's not really about what you receive, but it's about the time that someone puts and the effort that they put to communicate with you, to reach out to you. So just the same way as I appreciate the time that I take to record these tutorials and to provide these great training products and tutorials for you guys, the same way I also appreciate it when you take your time to write down your emails, or even to go as far as sending me your electronic birthday card, like the one I really appreciated. Like I even got emails really containing electronic birth cards that I could simply click and, you know, to even sing to us happy birthday to us, you know. And if you still have an email you want to write, please, there is our address details, as you can see. You can send me an email at henrythejedi@yahoo.com. Please keep visiting henrythejedi.com, or if you have airtime, you can always call me on my cell phone at 072 or rather 2772 540 7280. Of course, that's the South African area code, and of course that's myself there, Henrythejedi. So we've come a long way, and it has been only a year, but let's make the second year one we all wish to experience, you know. And since I'm so proud of the emails that I've been receiving, I don't even mind showing you guys some of them, including here from one here from my friend Ernest Nwakwa from Nigeria, who also wishes us all the best, you know. And you know, he prays that the challenges that God Almighty will take us to places, wonderful places, in the shortest possible time. Thank you so much, Ernest from Nigeria. We have a happy birthday wish from Indonesia by our friend Babang Biatmoko. Okay, We have another happy birthday wish here by Tommy Yanto, who by coincidence his fellow designers company also has the same also is celebrating a birthday the same month in May, but on the 25th. I wish you guys also a happy birthday there. We also have Vicky from Greece, who managed to find us through his teacher. We really appreciate. We have Azadur Rahman, who also wishes us happy birthday. We have our wonderful friend Guillermo Lopez from Colombia. Thank you so much. In fact, Guillermo Lopez is the first person from the entire world who remembered our birthday. In fact, he wished us happy birthday 2 days in advance. You know what, Guillermo Lopez from Colombia, thank you so much. Your efforts are really paying off. So these are just some of the amazing emails we've been receiving, including, of course, one which involved an electronic card. I can't remember the name, but we also really appreciate that quite a lot. Okay. So, as you know, of course, no Henrythejedi.com anniversary will be complete without an amazing video tutorial. Okay, and as a Jedi tradition that I always implement, I always do what I do even on my birthday. And of course, what do I do best? Of course, recording video tutorials. In fact, I almost didn't have the time to record the tutorials because I spent so much time reading your wonderful emails that you've been receiving, that I've been receiving from you. So it has been a year, and this is how we open the second year. We are going to have a wonderful tutorial in which, as you can see, we have I don't know what to call it, but I call it anniversary special edition. You can call it a video domino or whatever you like. Okay. Remember, I told you guys on the forum to vote for your favorite tutorials, right? It was for a purpose, okay? So that I could see how do we fit your workflow and so forth. How do we help you improve your works? And of course, I managed to find out what you guys actually like the most, and I put most of those tutorials in a domino, okay? So, these are, of course, the tutorials. Some of the tutorials are provided at Henrythejedi.com, and then when we preview this tutorial, this is what we have, okay? So here is a look at what we'll be creating today. Just saw that in the preview, we have this amazing video tutorial here in which the videos are playing some sort of a domino game, you know, like the videos fall after one another, and of course the last one acts as if it's bouncing back, and then we even have this final camera fly through, and of course you can see everything is within 3D space, everything done only using Adobe After Effects. Okay, amazing video tutorial indeed. And of course, if you want to be crazy, you know, you can always even apply a time warp so that the dominoes have the appearance of playing backwards like that, you know. It's as if you are resurrecting the tutorials from the dead, you know. Look at that. Oh yeah. And of course, in the end, this is us thanking you guys. Gracias, claviti, bedankt, salamat, danke, merci beaucoup, grazie, obrigado. These are all our messages thanking you for having carried us through 1 year of brilliance. Thank you so much. So yeah, let's get started with our amazing video tutorial for today. So to every person out there who truly wants to believe in themselves, in their own creativity, join us now as we compile and we put together the tutorial of the millennium. Here we go. We are going to import our files. We're going to file, import file, and then we're going to import all these images that came with this particular tutorial. Of course, you download this these particular files from our website Henrythejedi.com, and when we go through the preview, you can see this is our background image that we're going to be using, and this is our road to victory. As you can see, yep, I prefer to call it road to victory. It has been a year of victory after victory. And of course, you can see these are the tutorials that you guys voted as being your favorite. So you see, I read the polls. You know, the polls that we put on the forum, I read them because I make sure that, hey, who's checking us and who's simply dragging along, you know. So these are the tutorials that you voted for as being your favorite tutorials, especially, of course, who can ever forget the very realistic flag animation inside of Autodesk 3D Max, okay? So we are going to import all these images here. Click open. And then if you check well, when we click on any of the images, you can see the dimensions at 720 by 480. Don't worry, I'm the one who set it up so that it can be like that. It's to help us to work faster with After Effects, okay? So we're going to select all these particular tutorial layers. We're going to drag them to a new composition. And then we're going to tell them to be a single composition, okay? Or we are doing it the wrong way. Simply drag it to a new timeline. No, still the wrong way. Here's how to do it. We are going to composition, new composition. We are going to call this main anniversary. Yes, guys, thanks to you, we've turned a year old, you know. Yeah, anniversary main. Okay, we are going to change leave the duration maybe at 45 seconds. Oh, no. 45 is a bit too short. Let's say 60 seconds. Click OK. And then we're going to select all our pictures here and then drag them to this composition. So now you can see it has taken the space, or rather, all those pictures have taken the space. We've just left behind the road and the background, okay? So for now, we are also going to add the road and the background. As it calls itself the background, it will be in the background, of course. And then we're going to composition settings. Please, let's make sure that we are working on a high definition TV, which is 1280 by 720. Come on, guys. I mean, we all know that there is a high definition all around us. It doesn't mean that we need to render in high definition, but the aim of this tutorial is also to celebrate for you the fact that we are also working with what's the latest in technology, especially, of course, high definition renderings. So we're going to click OK. So now, as you saw, we changed the resolution to HDTV, which stands for high definition television. The width of 1280 by 720, and then click OK. So you are going to see now, of course, things got too big, right? So we're going to select all our layers, and then we're going to go to Layer, Transform, Fit to Comp, so that they all now become these widescreen images, as you can see there. You know, they become as if they were really high resolution image, high definition images on their own, taking at these wide resolutions. And then we're going to select from layer 3 to the road to victory. This is how you do it. You hold the shift button on the keyboard when you select tutorial number 3, and then you click on road to victory so that it selects all of them. We turn them all into a 3D layer just like that, okay? And then we are going to views, and then we're going to tell it to show us 4 different views, okay? So that we know exactly what you're working on. Or maybe this can be a bit confusing. What does 2 views look like? Okay, not bad. We select tutorial number 3. Let's see, what do we get in the right view? Not so convincing. Let's say 1 view. And then after selecting 1 view, we are going to change from active camera to the left view. Actually, let's have 2 views, you know. We are going to go to layer, new camera, so that already the camera gives us a look of what you're working on. 50 millimeters will do. Click OK. And then here, we are going to change the view type to active camera so that we can see what the camera is showing us. And then with the camera track Z tool, we are going to zoom out. And then we are going to rotate around the scene, more or less like that, just to see what is exactly going on with our images. So we are going to select our first one. We come here, and then let's make sure it's the left viewport. And then in here, we are going to move our first image. As you can see, when we move it in the left viewport, you can see what it shows us in the camera viewpoint. That's the whole idea of working with 2 different views, okay? So the tutorial number 3, we are moving it forward like that, and then tutorial number 4 can move a bit like this, a bit backward. Tutorial number 5, I hope you guys can see. I'm going to switch this to one of the views very soon. So tutorial number 5, we are moving it backwards. The whole idea is to have more or less the same distance between the images. Tutorial number 6, we move him also. Can you see what's happening already in our viewport there? In our active camera viewport. I'm going to change this to one view so that we simply have one particular view, and of course that should be the left view. We are going to select tutorial number 5. As you saw, we positioned it there. Select tutorial number 6, position it far behind, or more or less somewhere there. Tutorial number 8. I bet you guys can see where we are taking this already. We position him there. Number 11. Oh yeah, we've been really busy this year. Look at that. We reached all the way to 15 amazing video tutorials, and of course amazing products to go with. So I'm moving tutorial number 12 there backwards, tutorial number 15, and then once I'm done moving all of them, let's see, maybe this one should be a bit closer. Okay, once I'm done moving them, I'm going to active camera, and then I'm going to tell it to fit up to 100%. So can you see? Just like that, we end up with this sort of a library of images really going on. Okay, we are going to select our road to victory. Remember, it's a 3D layer. We are going to rotate him by pressing R on the keyboard for the rotation. Okay, we are simply going to change its X rotation to exactly 90 degrees so that now it lies flat on the floor. And then still with our road to victory layer selected, press S on the keyboard to bring up its scaling. Then we are going to scale it to the point where it's really, really big in our animation, like that. And then we are going to go to the left viewport. And then since it's going to be our floor, we need to position him, of course, down like that. Okay. And then, let's see. We also need to move him so that it actually still fits with our composition. We're also going to scale it bigger so that it really fits up. I believe you guys can see it in my screen. It appears as a purple object. Okay, I don't know if you can change these colors. You can. I'm going to change it to be gold. I believe now you guys can see what you're actually working on. So I'm making them gold so that you can easily see what we are working on and where each of these layers is actually positioned as we speak. Okay. So now we know where is each of the layers. So we've just managed to scale our road to victory layer to something bigger, and then we are going to go back to the active camera. We fit this up to 100%. Okay. We select our background, and then we are going to select the elliptical mask tool, double click for it to give us a mask. Then we are going to press MM on the keyboard so that it gives us these mask options. Then we are going to increase the feather to something really big like that, like I don't know, 800 or so. And then we are going to reduce the expansion, okay, like that. We're also going to select our road to victory layer, and I think for now we are going to leave it as it is. Or let's see what happens when we add an elliptical mask also to it. Press MM, increase the feather, and then of course reduce the expansion. Okay, now we are going to fit this up to 100% like that. So now you guys can see the whole idea was that we tried to create this effect where our ground appears to be sort of misty, you know. I'm going to increase my expansion settings like that. Next, we are going to try to create, of course, some animation going on here. Okay. Now, when it comes to animating, I can already assure you guys, you are going to enjoy this, people. It's gonna be fun. So the whole idea is that we're trying to create some effect of some sort of a domino animation, okay? But we want to use After Effects only. We don't want to use any other tools, you know, because, you know, for some reason, someone called Henrythejedi managed, or rather, is forever telling you, hey, you can always do this in After Effects and so forth. So again, he's about to put that to the test, okay? We start with our tutorial number 3 object, okay? And then we go to the left viewpoint, okay, like that. And okay, I believe the background is just on our way at the moment. I'm going to turn it off, okay? Don't worry, we are going to turn it on later. I select my tutorial 3 object, and then I press R on the keyboard to bring up its rotation settings, and then we move forward in time, maybe to about I don't know, 15 seconds or so. So once we are there, very, very important, when I try to rotate the x-axis, you can see it's busy rotating from its middle point. We don't want that. We want it to rotate from its base. I'm going to move this layer for now here, okay? So to fix that, we are going to click on this button here, pen behind tool, okay? This is the option that is going to allow us to bring down or rather to move the pivot point of our layer. The pivot point is the point from which any layer animates, okay? You're going to see what we mean now. So as you saw, we click on the pen behind tool there, and then we come here to the viewport, and then we are going to drag it down like that so that it's at the bottom, okay? We are going to do now, when we bring it down, when we try to rotate it on the x-axis, can you see now? Aha! All of a sudden, the layer begins to rotate on what? On the x-axis, okay? We're going to turn it at 0 for now. And then I'm going to come to layer number 4. Yeah. Also, here, we are going, with the pen behind tool selected, we are going to move its pivot point downwards, like that, so that again it's at the bottom of the layer. We go to tutorial number 15, we move the pivot point down. We are going to do it for all these layers here. Tutorial number 6, turn on a pen behind tool, move the pivot down. Tutorial number 8, number 11, number 12. So basically, even if you are doing this in 3D Max, you are still going to do the same procedure of moving the pivot points of the layer, and finally that particular layer, okay? So now we go back to our tutorial 3 object. I'm going to move mine back in like that. We're going to click on the stopwatch for the X rotation, and then we're going to move forward in time, maybe let's say to let's see, from 15 to 18 seconds or so. We are going to rotate him backwards like that. Can you see what's happening? Aha, like that. And then just a bit forward. No, we want the rotation to take place once and for all. So we rotate it from there backwards. So that gives us what? Minus 89 degrees. In fact, let's enter minus 90 degrees so that this particular layer will be animated completely flat on the floor, okay? So when we preview this is what will happen. Let me try to preview this, just this particular section. Can you see what's happening here? The layer simply falls on its back. Don't worry, I'm gonna take you to the active camera. Aha! And this is what the active camera does. Can you see what's happening? The layer will simply fall on its back, as if, of course, the wind was blowing on it, okay? But then something is going to show us that we actually need these layers to fall a bit quicker. So in other words, from 15 to maybe 17, yeah, within 2 seconds or so, yeah, we want them to lay flat, okay, like that. And then, very important, please watch what I'm about to do. I select these 2 keyframes, and then I go to Edit, Copy, and then we select the tutorial 14, and then we move forward in time. Let's go to the left viewpoint. So just around when this layer is about to come to a full stop, we are going to press R on the keyboard and then go with the tutorial number 14 layer selected, we go to edit, paste. So just like that, it has pasted the keyframes from tutorial number 3 to tutorial number 4, and of course you can see the 2 keyframes it gave us there. So when we play this animation through, you're gonna see when one comes, the other one, aha, simply follows. Perfect. Let's see this from the active camera point. So the animation starts, the first one falls, followed by the next one. Can you see that? We even want, I'm moving mine closer so that it actually animates quite quicker, like that. But because the tutorial behind still needs a bit of time to shine. Okay, yeah, like that. Again, I'm going to select these 2 keyframes here and then go to edit, copy, go to tutorial number 15, press R on the keyboard, move forward in time somewhere here. Let's go to the left viewport. Let's also reveal the settings of the previous one. So basically around 18 seconds, like that. Select our tutorial number 5 and then go to edit, paste. Okay, I'm going to shift mine a bit like that, so they go like that. Okay, I'm going to select my tutorial number 6, press R on the keyboard. I'm going to edit, paste. Tutorial number 6 is also following in this dancing animation, but we just need to fix it a bit because we can see this particular layer is cutting through it. So to fix that, we're going to do this. As that one is falling, sorry, tutorial number 5, we need to fix the timing. So as this one falls, or rather, let's do this. We go to tutorial number 3, okay? As it falls, just before it's about to hit the bottom, simple. Can you see what tutorial number 3 is doing? It's about to fall. We simply take tutorial number 4 and move it closer, okay? Like that. So that as it falls, it affects the other one. And then, okay, now you can see we've managed to sort of fix our animation a bit. We're going to select our tutorial number 5, move him also closer. This is the whole idea of having layers in 3D. You can just move them closer for more beautiful animations. Like that. Never mind if they intersect there. People won't really notice when that happens, you know. Yeah. Okay. So that one will fall. And then of course this one needs to be closer. That's to number 6. We go to edit, paste. So we've just pasted its keyframe. Sorry, I'm going to undo my pasting because I already had values here. It's tutorial number 8 rather that needs to be pasted into. I'm going to edit, paste, press R. Okay, that brings up its keyframes. So basically that happens. It's a bit too far, you can see. So we move him closer, of course, on the Z axis, and we distribute its keyframes a bit further. So as this one falls, again move him backwards. So as this one falls, and then tutorial number 8 has done its duty. Tutorial number 11, go to edit, paste. Basically we're just pasting keyframes along. Press U on the keyboard to bring up its, to reveal its keyframes. Is a bit too far. Bring it closer to face the action. Sorry. Yeah, bring it a bit closer. It needs to fall as this one is falling. So we select its keyframes and we bring them closer, of course. So it's gonna fall as soon as that one bends like that. And then this one we also bring him closer. Go to edit, paste, select tutorial number 12, press U on the keyboard to reveal its keyframes. Going to collapse it in settings here if I don't need them. Closer like that. So as that one falls, is a bit too far, move it forward on the Z axis like that. Okay, and then next tutorial number 15, of course, finally he also will fall, or he will remain standing. Let's go to edit, paste, press U on the keyboard. So what will happen to him? As that one falls on him, he will try to bend, but then we're going to fool the eye. We're going to tool number 15. We are going to delete its last keyframe like that, okay? And then animate it like that to appear as if it's bending, but then a few seconds later it returns to its previous position, okay? Like forward, and then a few seconds again later it will come back completely to 0, or maybe to bend a bit, just a bit, maybe to -9 degrees. So it will appear as if it has been tilted like that. Check. It hits it, it bends, and then comes back to its original position. Nice stuff. Now, of course, I bet you're wondering what has been going on in our active viewport. Let's fit this up to 100%. Oh goodness. we've been killing our animation layers, eh? Look at that. So basically what we've actually been doing is this. The camera animation starts, and of course the domino begins to apply itself. Look at that. One after the other, they all fell until one remains standing. And of course we can even reverse this animation, you know. Look at that, eh? Woohoo! Viva Henrythejedi.com. Oh yeah, don't worry, by all means we are not done, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we are going to learn about lighting our scene, okay? So to do that, we're going to layer, new, light. I believe for some reason we've just never covered any tutorial on lighting, eh? Here at Henrythejedi.com. Maybe now is a chance. So we're going to call this this particular light, we're going to call it Omni. Press enter. Aha, so can you see what's already happening? Since we are working with 3D layers here, Omni, or this particular light, is already doing its thing there. We're going to change it to 4 views. Let's see what happens when we go to the left viewpoint. You can see there, we're going to move our light on the Z axis. Aha, can you see what's happening? And then also on the X axis. Oh, we don't really need to move it much on the X axis. We're going to bring down its settings there. I'm going to drag my lights point like that. Let's see. And then we are going to do by all our means to try to get this light busy shining on our animation layers and onto the floor. So we are going to move its point of interest down like that. Then of course the light itself. But you can see we are already really going through so much trouble. I'm trying to play around with the rotation on the x-axis. Okay, it's helping a bit. We are going to the light options, and then please make sure that the cast shadows is turned on. Okay, and then let's go to the perspective, or rather the active camera. Change it to one view. Fit up 100%. I'm going to change mine's intensity to 203%, so that it can be more shiny. And I'm moving it upwards like that. Okay, because hey, it needs to tell us what's going on with our scene. Okay, up next we have our light, but we need some shadows going on, you know. So to do that, we're going to select our light, Omni light, bring down its settings. Let's collapse the transform, and then as you can see we have the light options on, and please make sure the cast shadows option is on, okay, or else this will not work. Okay, and then we go to our, let's start with our particular layer here, tutorial number 3. I'm going to press AA on the keyboard, so this reveals the material options. So please, once more, check what I do. I'm selecting the layer and then I press AA to bring up the material options. Okay, and then we need to tell it, of course, cast shadow should be on. Can you see what casting the shadows on makes it do? Of course, it allows it to cast what? The shadows. We are going to select all these layers here from number 4, okay, tutorial number 4, all the way to tutorial number 15. press AA on the keyboard to bring up the material options, and then turn on cast shadows by simply clicking on the cast shadows option, and that should turn all the shadows options on for all our animated layers. Okay, so that now when we come to our composition, aha, you can hardly see anything. Okay, don't worry, we are going to fix that. We are visual effect artists here, remember? We've been doing this for over 10 years. I mean, over a year. Yeah. We're going to select our Omni light, and then we are going to change the shadow darkness by reducing its intensity like that. Okay? So that already does a good job for us. But we need another light to help with the whole scene. Okay? So to do that, we're going to layer new light. We can just, or we can call it top light. Make sure it, of course, casts shadows. Click OK. And then we go to the four views again. Let's work on the left viewport for now. And of course, I believe even on your side, the scene begins to get quite heavier. So we're going to fix this by doing the following. Let's go to the left viewport. Left. And then we are going to select our top light here and move him really up so that he really shines upon our surface. Okay? Can you see we moved the point of interest so that it can face directly the floor? Okay? And then, of course, you can always can you see what's happening there? As we move it, it also moves along with the settings. Okay, going to press AA on the light, or rather just A. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see, it's simply the point of interest that will be working, or rather playing with. So to help us control things better, we're going to create what is called what? The null object. Okay, so for that we go to layer, new null object. Okay, we don't need to rename it to anything, and then we are going to press P on the keyboard for our null object position, and then we are going to alt click on the point of interest of our top light, and then drag it and then pick the position of the null object, so that now the null object can just follow where exactly the null, or our light will follow where the null object is. Okay, we're going to switch this to active camera and then to one view. Let's try this out. When we try to, can you see, that's where, this is where we have our null object. Let's switch this to the left viewpoint. Okay, I'm going to move my point of, or my null object downwards like that. Come back to active camera view. Now if the null ever moves, let's see what happens. If our null object ever is to move, come on null object, if ever we move its position, can you see what's happening? Of course, the lights are following along. Brilliant, brilliant stuff that we're getting here. Let's select our Omni light once more. Go to the light options, and then we're going to change the cast shadows darkness to something higher. Yeah, maybe 87% or so. And of course, we might want some shadow diffusion just to help us along the journey here. Okay. And then the animation begins.